All right, so I'm just going to go over the event just a little bit with everybody. Your captains should be sharing this video with you. Please watch to the end. There might be some stuff that you don't know. Some of it you've already heard from your captains. Some of it maybe not. So Friday night, the night before the event, we're going to meet at Chipotle in La Jolla. You don't have to show up. It's just a fun thing to do. People are coming all out from all over for this, so it'd just be fun to get everybody together and do like a little hangout beforehand. So that's at 6 p.m. on Friday. And then the next day, so the event is on Saturday, July 20th. We're all meeting up at 7 a.m. at 598 Harbor Lane in San Diego. You're going to have to get dropped off. There will be no parking. There really, truly will be no parking. It will be very, very busy out there. So if you have a friend that can drop you off, that's great, or take an Uber. But yeah, I would tell you don't anticipate that you would find any parking. Anticipate the drive to take at least 20 minutes longer that morning. So if you know how long it's going to take, normally I would say tag on at least another 20 minutes because it does get trafficy because it is Comic-Con. So there's a lot of people out there. When you're out there, we're going to hand out the signs, the masks, and the flyers to you. We're organizing people in groups of 5. So we're going to do that also with colored bracelets. So there might be like a blue team and the red team. And that way, you know, when you have your masks on and you can't see your other teammates' faces, you can see that, oh, there's the red team, that I'm with the Reds or I'm with the Blues. And we're just going to kind of distribute these pockets of 5, groups of 5 people throughout the front of the San Diego Convention Center. Then we will have a half-mile walk to the San Diego Convention Center. Olivia, who will be wearing an alternate mask, she's going to be strictly in charge of assisting in placement of everybody and putting those pockets of 5 and kind of pushing you out to where you should be, and maybe even telling you how to angle your sign even. And we will probably be, you will most likely not be close enough to chat with your other team members. You'll probably be spaced out anywhere from 20 feet to 30 feet because we got some really big signs, so we can really spread out over a large area. But Olivia will be in charge of letting you know where to go and how to be placed. Please wear your mask at all times when you're out there. We want to keep up the illusion the whole time. If you start, if you're starting to feel like you want like you want a little air on your face, maybe just kind of lift your mask up a little bit while it's on your head, like this or something like this. But, if you can avoid taking the mask off, that would be great because we really don't want to destroy the illusion. Well, we're all wearing black. Now, keep in mind, it should get hot. And we're coming out there so early, I'm hoping that it's not going to get hot until like the last hour and a half or the last 2 hours we're going to be out there. So think about that when you're choosing your outfit. But please just wear black. And I would like it if everybody could buy a hat and a cape. We were hoping that we would have it in the budget to do that, and we don't have it in the budget to do that, but they're pretty cheap on Amazon. It's not required. Again, not required. If you don't want to do it or if you don't have the money to do it, don't buy it. If you do, if it is within your means, that would be great. Also, you might think about getting a cooling towel. These are like these nice towels you get wet and you can put it on your neck, and it just kind of cools you off on a hot day, and those aren't very much. Do not argue with anybody. So if somebody comes up and they're being a little bit aggressive with their words and they want to argue with you, we're not doing that. That's not what we're here to do. It looks bad, I think, when people see it happening. Even regardless if you're being soft and they're arguing and being angry, it just looks bad. So we're not going to do that. And it also prevents you from having a conversation with a civil person who has an open mind. So we're not going to have arguments with people. We will offer a flyer to those people and materials, but we're not going to have arguments with them. So let's just not do that. Let's totally avoid that. Make sure you hold your signs up straight. It's easy to, not be paying attention and have them slanted down. We want like a really nice presentation, keeping them straight. And you want to angle them towards where oncoming traffic is, whether it's cars or whether it's pedestrians, or sometimes you switch depending on where you are. Sometimes there's cars, then there's pedestrians, and you might move it. If you see somebody taking a picture or shooting a video of you, please angle your sign towards them so that they get the image and the text there. Keep your discussions to 3 points. So if you are having a conversation with somebody who has an open mind, I think really no more than 3 truth bombs if you can keep it to that. That's like the recommendation. I think any more than 3 things, if you start going on and on and on and on, it's just too much to digest, and it can seem overwhelming, and it's hard for them to hold on to it. Then it almost seems I think a little bit too outrageous when you start going. You just can't take them right down the rabbit hole into Never Land right off the bat, or else it just seems nuts. So I would say, have a few ideas in mind of things, vaccine topics that you would want to discuss. Maybe using a lot of the facts from the signs you're going to be holding. But yeah, keep them to 3. I think three is plenty. Three hardcore truth bombs as far as vaccines. If you could keep it to that, that would be great. Please don't use your cell phone during the protest. So we want to be seen out there and taken seriously, and like we're really serious about this, and we're not on our phones. We're not taking pictures or shooting videos. We're going to have a professional photographer and a professional videographer out there shooting. So like during the event, just please leave it to that. We can take pictures and shoot videos before and then after the event. Like you pull out your phone and do stuff then. But during the event, like it would be great if you didn't. And also we ask, and this is the same thing we did with the Disneyland protest, is that you keep all your pictures and your videos offline for 9 days after this. So it would be a week from the coming Monday after the event. And the idea is, again, that the professional photography and the professional videography, that's what's getting the massive circulation after this event. And then just 9 days later, then, put up all your fun before and after pictures and videos that you shoot, and that'll be awesome. Restroom breaks. So if you're one of your team of 5, your group of 5 needs to go to the bathroom, it would be awesome if you went one at a time. That way we're keeping the numbers out there instead of 2 or 3 leaving at the same time. So if you're able to do that, that would be great. Be careful with your sign. These things are really big. They're 2 feet by 3 feet, so they're really large. So just be careful when you're bringing them down not to hit anybody, because depending on the area you're in, if people are walking, you just don't want to knock somebody in the head. And then also there's a lot of cosplay out there, which is like fancy costumes. You don't want to knock somebody's fancy head piece off or anything. So just whenever you're bringing your sign down, just make sure you're not going to hit anybody with it. Don't retaliate to angry people that say angry things and insulting things. Typically, like some people might say something stupid about the measles or polio. Usually they walk past you and they yell back at you. Maybe they'll come up to you and say something. But we're just going to ignore them. And I think ignoring people that are being rude, it really shows the intolerance of the other side. So we just don't really want to engage with them at all. So just please ignore them. And really, I don't think there's going to be anything too bad. Like I said, I think most of the time in my experience, and I've done this a fair amount, as they walk past, they call back and say something stupid. So it's actually really easy to ignore. So we're going from 8 a.m. to noon. At noon, we want to meet under the gas lamp arch, and that is at 501 L Street. So we want to meet up at noon so we can get like a nice group shot of everybody. I'm not sure if we're going to take it there or we're going to move over someplace else and take it somewhere else. We're not sure, but that is where we're going to meet. The photographer will decide where she wants to take that group picture. There's an optional 5 to 7 p.m. shift, so if you came out and you want to come back out again, 5 to 7 is what we're talking about. It's not required. That's just if you want to do it, and that's going to be a bit more free. Kind of go wherever, do whatever. So that's open to you. When you share material from this event, videos, pictures, your pictures, the professional stuff, whatever, if you could hashtag it, V is for vaccine. So it's almost like A is for Apple, V is for vaccine. So hashtag V is for vaccine. If you see one of your teammates or somebody that came on this adventure with you breaking some of the rules, maybe they forgot, maybe they didn't see this video, feel free to remind them, you uploaded pictures, we're not supposed to do that yet, or watch how you're carrying your sign, or don't yell back at them. Whatever, we can all just kind of keep each other in check and remind them of these guidelines. We're about halfway to where we want to be. We have constructed 100 signs, and we have roughly 50 confirmed. And I really still want to get up to 100 people. And you can all help. You can all help me do that. If each person can find 1 to 2 people that would be interested in doing this, and if you could pass that name on to your captain or to me or to Olivia, then we can reach out to that person and try to bring them on. So person or persons. So if everybody can think about 1 activist that they know or 2 activists that they know that might be interested in doing this, that would be incredible, and that would really help us get up to that 100 number. It's going to be good no matter what. Even with 50, that's a lot, and we're going to have a really great presence, and we're still working on a lot of people. I think even though we have 50 confirmed, I think we probably have about 60, 62 that we'll end up having at this point. But we are scrambling like crazy to get more people. So please help us do that. And if you have a GoPro or if you have like a small like action camera you can strap to your chest, if you have something like that, bring it. It could be interesting. You could get some interesting things and capture some interesting reactions from people and maybe some things that they say to you. Not everybody has one of those little small sports cameras, but if you do, bring it. They have little chest straps where you can rig it onto yourself somehow. If you have one of those, it would be great for you to bring it, and maybe you could give me that footage later and I could try to include it into something, or you put that video out yourself later on. And so all the materials are for you to keep. So the sign and the stick are actually detachable, so you can actually use that stick for different signs, and of course you can use your sign at other events. The flyers are yours to keep, the mask is yours to keep. If you don't want to keep your sign or you are unable to carry your sign back, hopefully you will be. I mean, the fact that you can detach the stick makes it easier to transport the sign. If you are not able to do that, please don't leave them on the ground. Don't, just try to throw them in a garbage can or anything. We're going to meet back at 1 o'clock over at our original meeting place over at 598 Harbor Lane. And so the truck that's dropping off all the materials, if you can't take your sign or don't want to take your sign, you can put it back in that truck. And that's also a good place to meet, like your pickup or Uber. You're, of course, welcome to do that wherever you want. But if you don't want to keep your sign, it would be great if you could bring it back to that location and drop it off. Otherwise, if you're able to keep it, great. That's pretty much it at this point. I also wanted to mention, when you're talking to people, to try to just stay factual when you're having these discussions and kind of stay away from opinions and emotional pleas. We would just want to keep it to like the facts if we could. And that's it. This is going to be an incredible event. We've been preparing like crazy, and thank you everybody for believing in this event and coming out. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be historical.